It worked.
It did work. That was really cool. I had to refrain myself from being like, oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm just the downside about people joining the like watching us like even like 30 seconds later than we started is they miss all that part.
Yeah, yeah.
But I guess for the audio listeners, because nothing new for them, we can just kind of describe what we're excited about.
Sure.
Or actually, why don't you describe it? You set it up. This is your doing.
Oh, I basically reset things up the way I used to have them back before, like, I was doing TDP with you guys and doing my own thing. So, like, basically, we're playing audio cues and stuff through the live show now, which also means that if you have voicemails you want to send in, like, you could probably do that instead of emails and stuff and all that.
Emails are still great too. Like, don't stop sending emails.
No, like, emails are still the bread and butter because we will vet heavily. Like, if you don't have a good mic, don't bother because it probably won't get played. So,
but the gist of it is, yeah. So we got to play the intro live, and that'll show up in the on the YouTube archive as well.
Right.
And it should mean we get to put all of our audio transitions live as well on the show, so people watching live and on YouTube get to hear that too. And it's not just put in after the fact for the audio listeners.
Right.
But yeah, that was cool. That was cool to have. Thanks for setting that up.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you said, we can do audio questions now if people did want to send in small MP3s.
I would say no longer than like 15 seconds, maybe.
And keep your questions short.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
When you can talk, it goes a lot quicker. So
that's true. That's true. I mean, if you have a longer one, because we read long emails, you know, send an email, something.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll start doing.
It should actually be the other way, because just for laziness sake, I would rather read something short than have to let somebody say something really long and not have to pay attention.
I guess so. That's true. That's true.
I don't know.
Right.
Whatever. Either we'll work it out.
That's true. Yep.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's John's gone, we should say, if that's not apparent.
Yeah, he's in ConBravo. He's in Hamilton, Ontario right now.
That's where my dad is from.
Really?
Yeah. So I have a bunch of family over there in Hamilton.
Yeah. You should have gone.
Yeah, I should have. No, I'm okay. Yeah. I'm busy down here.
Yeah.
I was just up in Canada last month.
Yeah, you were.
I was. But yeah, so no John. He'll be back next week, I think.
I mean, I'm going to just say yes, as his PR
I have no idea.
Obviously.
Yeah, I actually really don't know.
I don't either.
A 2-week thing or a 1-week thing.
I think he's back next week, and then in a couple more weeks after that is PAX.
Yeah, PAX West, right?
PAX West.
Newly named PAX West.
PAX Prime, as it used to be called.
Because isn't East actually the biggest one now?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
I'm more interested in PAX South now. I kind of like the smaller vibe.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You think you'll go one time?
Maybe. I'd like to visit Texas.
I'm going to Texas later this month. I'm not going. Yeah. It's because PAX South is in Austin, right?
I don't actually know where it is.
I think it's in Austin. I hear that's also like the cool kind of like nerdy tech city anyway of Texas. Okay. I'm not going there. I'm going closer to Houston. But yeah, I've never been to Texas either, so I'll be there in a couple weeks.
For like business or
vacation? Big Quidditch tournament.
Oh, I see.
Yep. Finals. So that'll be fun. But yeah, anyways, July 29th.
Yeah.
This is the Top 10 Perspective. Sean and Paul are here.
Hi.
Hey. Why don't Paul, you tell us about what you've been playing?
All right. That's the wrong file.
That's the
I don't know why it's playing again. There we go. It already happened. I have only been playing Starbound.
We were literally talking about like, hey, it'd be funny like when
I don't know why it went back to the first file.
First time.
Yeah. So you know what I'm gonna do to fix that? I'm just deleting that file off this list. There you go. It won't ever go back to.
Set it up every time then, right?
Yeah, but I mean that's easy.
Okay.
It's just like open file and then put them in order.
Okay.
So I've only been playing Starbound.
All right. Is it great?
Uh, so the thing that I was a little pissed off about at first was that game's been in early access for a while. It officially released, I think last week it was when I was saying that, like it officially released and it's a game now. Version 1.0 came out.
Mm-hmm.
I played a bunch of it in early access, got like high tier, like almost end game stuff and all that sort of thing. And then they reset everything, so I had to start over again, which is fine because I understand that like it wasn't technically even out before, and like they added a game now, and they added a game. There is a shitload in there that I'm
That's
surprised is
good.
in there. Yeah, there's like reasons to play it now. There's like little missions you can do. It's way, way, way better than it was for sure. Like it actually feels like a release. Like the thing is that when things are out on early access and then they get released, it feels a lot of times like they just like maybe optimized that version and then like said, yeah, it's out now or something, or
Right.
maybe added like a shop, like an in-game shop or something, like something small. This is that like they had a concept before that was just kind of a shitty Terraria clone, and they made it into a game on release. So
So
it's actually
is it
been
now
pretty fun.
better than Terraria or Terraria?
No. And the reason being is that Terraria has had so much time and work put into it over the years that like I don't know, man. For the price that you can get that game at, like you can get it for like a few dollars here and there on sales. There are hundreds of hours in that fucking game. Like that is just amazing value for the time you can spend in it. Starbound so far has been okay. It's been a little slow at the beginning, where Terraria I never really felt was slow at the beginning. And I think it's because like the matter manipulator that you have, until you start upgrading it, still feels like shit, or until you find like pickaxes. So you're taking way too much time to like do everything in Starbound right from the get-go, whereas in Terraria you can kind of like build, say like even just for pickaxes, you have your first pickaxe, then like you find some ore, then you're going to build a better pickaxe, and then there's like a progression of like how fast the game starts to go for you, and it's pretty nice. Whereas in Starbound it feels like there's kind of this like hurdle you have to jump over first.
Okay.
The way Starbound gets around it, though, is that the quests and missions and stuff that they give you kind of make you explore more, and there's more, like, I don't know if they're called dungeons in this, but there's, like, more underground, like, mining settlements or whatever like that, so you can, like, look through chests and stuff, so you're probably more likely to just randomly find items you'll need for Starbound in the game. Whereas in Terraria, you're much more expected to craft stuff until you can like take on bosses and like farm bosses for items you need. It's just kind of a different way that they go about things. But I got into the groove finally. I got to the point where I have a bunch of actual pickaxes in Starbound. My matter manipulator is getting like upgraded as I go along here, so things are starting to pick up, and I have my base set up. I have my food and crops set up so I can not die of starvation and shit like that. Like, things are going now, and it only took, I'd say, maybe 5 hours to like get fully set up to like really get into it. But
Okay, I mean, to me that sounds like a long time.
it is a long time, because where I am now in this game, in Terraria, I probably would have been there in maybe 2 or 3. Like,
Okay.
it just is a longer thing to begin with. But I like it. It's going now. The other thing, of course, is Terraria, you're on one land, like you're on one planet or whatever, and you can build other worlds and just kind of take characters to like different worlds or whatever. But in this, you are literally traveling between worlds, like using your FTL drive to like jump in different parts in space and go onto different planets and mine different resources and stuff. So it's a much different feel, but
Are you like ever like hunkering down and staying at a planet, or you just collecting stuff and then gone?
The first planet is where I always build my home base, because that's where I spend the most time. So from there, I've just basically been going to different planets and like mining stuff that I need. Like, for example, the first planet, I don't know if it's for everybody, or the first one I started on doesn't have any tungsten, and I need tungsten to like make the better armor and make certain stuff like moth capture thing so I can get wool and shit like this or whatever. So I had to go to a planet with that and just like mine as much of that as I can, etc. So you just kind of do that. It's fine, I guess. It's not too bad.
All right. That's all you've been playing?
That's it.
Have you no interest in going back to Pokemon Go?
No, not really.
Y'all done? You done with it?
I mean, no, it's still there on my phone. It's just that I kind of forget it's there, and when I'm like at work or doing other stuff, I don't even bring up my phone. So
okay, all right. I'm still chugging along with it. I still have it open like all the time, basically.
Okay.
What am I at? I'm at level 22, which I think was basically where I was last week. Maybe I was 21 last week. I think I was 21 last week.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yeah, Pokemon Go's still good. Still having fun with that. Nothing really new about that game.
Okay.
I want them to introduce new stuff coming up soon. I could maybe do a couple more weeks of this just kind of, you know, the routine I'm in. But then I'm gonna need some new carrots on a stick.
Right.
So I got back into Mirror's Edge Catalyst, which is a really hard game to get back into with all the ways you need to remember how to jump and wall run and slide and do 90-degree turns, and fighting is difficult with the dashes and stuff. But you know, that game's still fun. I'm hoping to finish that up.
Okay.
This week was mainly just a lot of like either finishing stuff or just like a little bit dipping my toes in. Nothing huge really. I finished up Box Boy.
Sure. Yeah.
That game is real good.
Okay. Is it just more Box Boy basically?
Yep. But you can make 2 box structures at once. So you know there's new puzzles.
Right.
That's the mix on that one. You get a cool vampire costume in this game, so I played as that.
That's pretty.
So every time you finish a stage, you like turn into bats.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Yep. This morning I started up Zero Time Dilemma because I finished Box Boy and I was like, time for my next handheld game. And Zero Time Dilemma. So Zero Escape 3.
Yep.
I'd say I'm probably like half an hour into it.
Okay.
Like, it's just not very far at all. My initial reaction is I don't like how fast the text moves on. Like in the last games, it would be a text box, and then you hit like, you know, A or X to go to the next, you know, the next thing they say. But this one, it just auto goes.
Okay.
And that's just kind of annoying when I'm like on the train, because sometimes I have to check my phone. Sometimes I have to like get off at my stop and move to the next train or whatever.
That has to be a toggle, right? That you can turn that off.
I couldn't find anything.
Weird.
So I don't know if there is a toggle, or if maybe I'm just so early that it's all considering this kind of like a cutscene. But I've had to make some choices. So I think I'm deep enough in that like So it ends up what having to do is I have to basically turn the PS Vita. I have to put it into sleep mode every time I want to pause and look at my phone or something, or I'll just miss what's going on with the story. Also, because of that, they also don't tell you who's talking every time. So someone off screen might say something, and I have to wait for the camera to kind of switch over there, because sometimes I guess they're trying to make it like, oh, who said that? And then the camera goes over there or something. But I don't know. I feel like I prefer VLR already over this one. This one kind of just drops you right into it, and I'm sure it's going to get. The story will get crazy later, but it's just a little over my head at the beginning. Whereas VLR was like, "Hey, who are all these people?" and it kind of slowly ramped you up. But we'll see. I'm super early. Another game I'm super early into, Tron Evolution for the Xbox 360.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought this was new.
No, this is not new. This was on Games with Gold in July. And I had always wanted to play it because I heard it was a lot like Prince of Persia. And I love Prince of Persia. Wall running is great. And yeah, it's basically Prince of Persia, but everything's like black and neon. and
Yeah.
it plays so similarly. Like the combos are super similar. You got your melee attacks, you got your ranged attacks. I'm throwing. Is it light discs? Is that what they're called?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm
I think
throwing
you
my
got it.
light disc at people. Um, CG young Jeff Bridges is there, along with second CG young Jeff Bridges, along with
Perfect.
Tron. He's there too.
Yeah,
Um,
okay. Is he evolved?
I don't know. How would I know? Or
I
is
don't
this a
know.
joke?
I mean, yeah.
Okay,
Because it's called Tron Evolution.
Tron Evolution. Right. I don't know what that name actually implies. But we're fighting viruses, like these like yellow and black dudes. Everyone is normally black and blue, I guess,
Uh-huh.
except for the ISOs that are white and blue. And you saw Tron Legacy, right?
Yeah,
So the ISOs are Olivia Wilde's character,
right.
and I guess this takes place before Legacy. It's been so long. I
Yeah,
think
it's
this
been
takes
a
place
long
before.
time.
I think in Legacy they're talking about a war that happens, and I think that's what this game is. Is it's the war?
Oh, okay.
I think so. Anyway, there's a bunch of black and yellow dudes, which are viruses, and then one dude has a cape, and I
Okay.
had to fight him at one point in a tutorial boss fight, and yeah, that was about it. You can run on walls. You can jump from one wall to another wall. You can leap pretty far. I don't know. It's a pretty gamey game, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. I'll probably keep playing that. I don't
It's
know how
been
much of
out
it
for
I'll
a
play.
while.
Yeah, it has. I don't know. It was always in the back of my head like I should play that one time, and then when it came to Games of Gold, I was like, all right, here we go. So I got to see some old school Xbox achievement pop ups, and that intro, like the swooshy intro, came in again because that's how it's basically an emulator on the Xbox One. But yeah, it's good.
Cool.
That's is that all I played? Yeah, that's all I played. So why don't we switch over to news?
We got some stuff.
Yeah, we do. Some news happened.
Yeah.
Like Nintendo's stock plummeting.
Oh, right. Because people, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember.
So Nintendo stock
Hear this.
soared. Like I think it went more than doubled
Because of
when
Pokemon Go.
Because of Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
And then shortly after that, Nintendo issued a statement explaining just how much it's involved with Pokemon Go,
Yeah.
which is not at all. It's just licensing out Pokemon, which it owns a third of the Pokemon company,
Yeah.
but it doesn't own any part of Pokemon Go.
Right.
So investors pulled out.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find some numbers here. Let's see.
I thought I saw some here.
Yeah, let's see. On July 6th, the day Pokemon Go started rolling out in
Yeah.
the West, which I guess it was New Zealand first, but anyway, it
Okay.
skyrocketed it was started at 14,000 yen basically.
Okay.
About 2 weeks later, it had skyrocketed to about 32,000 yen.
Okay.
And what is it at now? Come on. And now it has dropped to 23. So still better than when they started, but just pretty funny that people really didn't understand how much Nintendo was involved with this.
Okay, so 14,000 yen. I just want to put this kind of in context of like the US dollar. I'm converting it right now.
14,000 is 140.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's that's pretty big jump they made when it released.
Yeah.
It's
But
still they're still doing tremendously well. Though.
Yeah. No, for sure. For
Yeah.
sure. But yeah, that's just pretty funny thing to Nintendo having to be like, hey, we don't make that game. We're not in. We don't have any part of that game.
I think it's super important that they make that clear, though, for that reason.
Is it their job to do that?
I don't know.
I don't know anything about stock stuff, so I'm not the one to talk about this. But I was just wondering, like, do they have to come? Like, why would they even want to come out? Why don't they just be like, this is funny, this is great for us?
I mean, yeah, that's true. Like well,
why?
If you're stupid enough to not,
Why are
know
they rocking the boat?
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's still doing good for them, I guess.
For sure.
Telltale Games. So the next one coming out is Batman.
Yeah.
Are you
You
stoked?
can actually pre-buy it now already.
Did you pre-buy it?
No, fuck no.
No, are you gonna buy it?
I need to hear what some people say about it first,
Okay.
I think.
Um,
So,
you should play that. You should play Tales from the Borderlands.
yeah, I mean, that is one I do want to get to because
That
I've heard
one's
nothing but good things about that
That one's
one.
really funny. That one's really good.
Like, I wasn't interested in it at all until, like, almost everybody I've heard talk about it, including people that don't even care about Borderlands, are just like, it's super good.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
It's pretty good. You should play Tales from the Borderlands. Anyway, something that is a bit interesting in the Batman game
Okay.
is that starting with that one, all Telltale games are going to be multiplayer going forward.
What?
Yeah. So
How does that
the
work?
way it's going to work is, I guess it's for like streamers or people that are sitting in the room with you, but you can basically put out a code, not a code, or I guess a code and a URL for people to go to.
Okay.
And then in real time, when a decision comes up, people can vote on what you should do. And there'll be two different ways.
Oh, man.
One, it's just majority rules. Or two, you can see, like you being the player, can see what the majority rules is, and you can decide what to go with.
Fuck. Okay, that means I will get this. Like
For
that,
like streaming purposes?
yeah, that sounds
Okay.
perfect.
Well, there you go. Oh, then I guess Telltale's doing something right.
Yeah.
I was on the fence before
Okay. Yeah.
with Batman. Now I just kind of want to try that. Although I have no way to stream this, so I don't know how exactly I'm going to try this. But maybe I'll just get some people to come around and
Are
actually just do
you
local.
are you still able to play like it single player?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So they're not
Yeah.
removing anything, they're just adding that option.
No, but I'm just saying, like, if 'cause theoretically I'd be reviewing it.
Yeah. Oh no, I meant for like just people in general. Like they're not
no.
making this standard. It's just kind of another option.
Well, they're making it standard, but it is another option. So both, like, it's not
Right.
the only option.
Right.
Yeah, but that's kind of interesting for sure. And I don't know, I like Batman. Hopefully this one's also good. I mean, Tales from the Borderlands was good.
Yeah.
Did you know, like, I think like episode like 8 of the Minecraft one just came out or something crazy like that. There's been like
yeah.
8 of those episodes.
That's still going.
Yeah, that is
Alright.
still going. That is literally still going.
I mean, I don't know why I'm surprised, but I am.
It's just crazy. Like everyone else was like 5 or 3, and this one's at like 8 or 9 or something crazy.
Jesus.
All right, this was probably the biggest news.
Sure.
Some might say. Eurogamer came out. Apparently, got some confirmed reports about the Nintendo NX.
Yeah.
So what they have, the information they came into is, and this was kind of a lot of info that was like circling around, rumored. A lot of people were talking about it, but never like officially stated. And this is, I wouldn't say this is official, but it's definitely a lot closer. It looks like the NX is going to be a portable and home console.
Right.
So you can take it on the go, but you can also plug it into your TV. And then the sides of it will like unattach, and then you'll have a controller in your hand.
Right. Okay.
I think the image that Eurogamer has is just a mock-up. It's not the official one.
Like a prototype or something?
Yeah. Well, but not an official one. I think it's just something like they threw together.
Right.
But you could imagine. But the picture that they do have it looks kind of like a Wii U tablet.
For sure.
And then
with
and
the
then the
sides that
sides
pull off.
And then the sides would pull off. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there'll be a base unit or a dock station used to connect the brain of the NX, so you can display it on your TV. The NX is going to be run using NVIDIA's powerful Tegra mobile processor. What else is in here? It's going to be a cartridge-based system.
Yeah.
Which, makes sense for their if we're looking at this as a portable one. They've been going cartridges this whole time.
Yeah.
So
I like it.
We'll see.
I think it's
We'll
cool.
see. Is it going to be a touchscreen? Like, who knows? Can it even be a touchscreen if you're plugging it into your TV and taking the controller off? Because then how do you play those touchscreen games?
Yeah.
I mean, I was hearing a lot of
weird.
reports when people were playing Breath of the Wild, because that's an NX game as well coming.
Yeah.
That you weren't doing any touchscreen stuff. It was just a map down there. So maybe
Right.
moving away from the second screen, the touchscreen part. Who knows? Like, I don't know, but this might. I don't know how else you could do that. So,
Or maybe they're still gonna have that functionality in there for like some backwards compatibility games that do require it, like maybe Zombie U or something.
sure. But then you're gonna have this long cable connecting it to your
Right.
TV.
Yeah. And
I don't know.
that's going to be harder to find than the actual NX system, and it's going to be $80. That one cable.
That specific cable.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Well, I'm assuming it'll come with some cable so you can plug it into your TV, but maybe it'll be just real short so it's beside your TV.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I don't know. Are you for the dual aspect of it?
Yeah, I am. I think it's a great idea brought forward originally by PlayStation with like the Vita and all that stuff. The problem is that wasn't like confined like ecosystem. Like it was like you needed a PlayStation console and a Vita for this thing to work. This is just the easy way to do it. Like Nintendo's including it as one product, and I think it'll work better that way. And if it doesn't, who cares? Nintendo tried it, and other companies can learn if that means anything or not.
Right.
So,
Right. Guess we'll see.
yep.
What's the next story? Oh, also in relating to the NX, the Wall Street Journal also had an update that going forward, their the Nintendo iOS or app mobile games, I should say, will be. I just realized I can't see this whole article because it's Wall Street Journal.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, the headline says that the NX console will work with smartphone apps.
Sure.
That makes a lot of sense. Why wouldn't you want to do that? So good for them.
Yeah, I know for sure.
I would love if there was like a deeper Pokemon Go experience on the NX. I could go out and catch the Pokemon and then come back and do something with it with my NX.
Like you could play a Pokemon game with it or something.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I would also just be for playing a Pokemon game on my phone.
Yeah, I mean,
But
that would be much better in my opinion, but sure, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. Anyway, games with gold this month. What do we got coming up for August?
Okay.
All right, Xbox One.
Yeah.
We have Warriors Orochi Ultimate 3.
Okay, yeah.
I don't care about that at all.
Okay.
But
this next
it's got
one, though.
this next one I also don't care about at all. WWE 2K16.
That game looks super fun.
What makes you say that?
Because you can just play it with your friends over the internet and like make stupid characters, like kind of like the old
like a
N64 wrestling games.
It looks like a wrestling game.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I don't know. Maybe I'll play a wrestling game. Probably
But
not.
I mean, first of all, WWE 2K16 is on PC as well. That's why I'm just like, yeah, okay. But you can play that game with friends online. Good time. Maybe.
Great.
Yeah.
And then the 360 games we're getting are Splunky and Beyond Good and Evil HD.
Good game. All right.
So some better for the backwards compatibility.
For sure.
Moving over to PlayStation Plus. What do we have for August? We have Tricky Towers on the PlayStation 4 and Rebel Galaxy.
Rebel Galaxy is fucking great.
Okay. I don't know these games, but
It's good.
I'll take your word for it. We also get Yakuza 5 for the PlayStation 3, as well as Retrograde. Which one was Retrograde?
Retrograde's the one that I think you played with the guitar controller.
I was thinking that one too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a weird game.
That is a weird game.
I don't have a guitar for the PlayStation 3, so I couldn't even play it if I wanted to. I'm sure you could use the controller. But I did play that at a PAX, and I was like, this is a weird game. And then for the Vita, we get Patapon 3 and Ultratron.
I don't know what Ultratron is.
I don't know what Ultratron is. I'm okay with Patapon. Sure.
Patapon's great. Yeah. I actually have to know. What is Ultratron? Ultratron.
What is Ultratron?
Ultratron looks actually like Robotron. Like an updated version of Robotron.
That
In
would make a lot of
fact,
sense.
that is exactly what that is.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Okay, back to Nintendo. The Pokemon Go Plus was delayed to September. How sad are you?
Pokemon Go Plus. Oh, that
So,
thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
for people who don't know, that's the bracelet,
It's
wristband
the wristband. Yeah.
thing that looks like a teardrop Pokeball
Yeah.
that glows when you're near a Pokemon. And you can
Right.
just tap the button, and then sometimes you catch the Pokemon, and it goes all rainbowy, and sometimes you don't.
I think it's cool. However, I'm not too sad about it because I don't think I'll get one.
I don't think I'll get one either. It's to limit it so you don't have to take your phone out of your pocket. However,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you still need to have the app open.
That is actually one of the big reasons why I don't play it anymore. Because if I'm gone all day and like I'm not gonna have a charger or something, it's like
You gotta
well,
bring a charger. You gotta bring an extra battery.
I know that's
and a cable?
pathetic.
That's what you gotta do.
It's
That's what you
so
gotta do.
bad. That's
Hey,
so
it's
bad.
2016. Phones now have extra batteries always tethered to them. That's just that's the society we're in.
That's so dumb.
Phones got smaller, then they got bigger.
No, because all I have to do is just have mine in suspend mode and then answer it when somebody calls me or texts me and then put it back in suspend mode and it'll
Then you're
last
not
me
playing
for like 2
Pokemon.
days.
That's clearly not the right
That's
move.
exactly what I'm getting at and why I don't usually.
I'm saying is I'm hoping the iPhone 7 is like this thick
Yeah.
because it's got like a massive battery.
Right,
Like
right.
I want the iPhone 7 Pokemon Go edition.
You want a goddamn brick in your pocket.
I want a brick in my pocket, but
Yeah.
it can run like for like a solid 2 hours.
Or Pokemon Go could just work in the background.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
That would be totally amazing.
It'd be pretty good.
What's this update on the story? It's a quote. The delay is due to the preparations for the Pokemon Go application update in order to optimize Pokemon Go Plus. In order for us to offer new experiences to play Pokemon Go with Pokemon Go Plus with a quality level high enough to satisfy as many people as possible, we decided that it's necessary to take enough time for the completion. We ask for your understanding. So they're basically saying Pokemon Go is broken and they're waiting for that to get fixed, which makes sense. That game is totally broken.
It's true. It's very, very true.
Okay, so the actual like biggest news of the week is that Lady Layton was announced.
I didn't actually know about this. I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, so Level 5 had their little conference thing that they do where they announce a whole bunch of games. And one of them was the next Professor Layton game, which is called Lady Layton. It stars his daughter, and it's not going to be out for a long time because it comes to Japan next spring.
Oh,
Or I guess I
man.
should say this coming spring.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we'll probably get it next fall. So it's like a year and a half away from us almost.
Yeah.
But hey, more Professor Layton. That's great.
That's
There's a
cool.
talking dog in it. That looks
That's-
cool too.
Yeah.
He's like a
pretty
beagle
good.
and he can talk like a human.
I was wondering why it had a voice actor's face beside it. And now it makes sense.
Well, to be fair, the voice actor could be making dog noises.
I guess. Sure.
Like, I don't want to ruin Pokemon for you, but they didn't actually record real Pokemon when they gave those voices for the anime.
Of course they did.
No, I'm sorry, they didn't. That was
they
that
did.
was a human
How
being.
else? How
That was-
else would you be
That was a
able to?
middle-aged man making your Pikachu mouth noises.
It probably was. Yo, I watched somebody on YouTube do all like 151 of the like first gen Pokemon, and they did okay for like all of them except for maybe like 5. 5 of them were like terrible.
talented people.
Yeah,
I probably can't do any of them like spot on.
I agree. No,
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Exactly. But anyway, yeah. So this dog speaks English though, or I guess or Japanese if you're getting the Japanese version.
Yep.
But yeah, Lady Layton. I can't wait. It's been long enough. That's awesome. And then you had one news story.
Yeah, actually, just less than 24 hours ago, I think it was at midnight my time, they did, Blizzard Entertainment did like a stream announcement thing in China, and they announced a new Hearthstone adventure called One Night in Karazhan. So, this new adventure is going to add 45 more cards, some, like, weird shit is in here. You can look up the cards for yourself if you're interested to know more like specifics, but there's some weird things in here. The thing I like about it is that it's super playful and fun. Karazhan in the game of World of Warcraft, actually just in the lore, is like the magical tower where like Medivh lives, basically, and like this huge archmage who was super powerful and goes crazy, blah blah blah, that whole sort of thing. It's kind of a dark place. It's a raid in Burning Crusade at level 70, and it's a raid a lot of people that played the game knew because it was the first one you did at level 70 at max level to get geared up for the harder raids. So like everybody that was playing around that time probably ran it at least a few times. So it's a pretty iconic place, but they're just having like a big dance party. Essentially.
At the tower?
Yeah. So
that's great.
It's pretty good. You're still doing like the boss fights. The boss fights have some different mechanics associated with them that they kind of like previewed and showed off a little bit.
Yeah, how does a dance party, like someone's having a dance party and then the person's like, "Hey, want to play cards with me?" Like that's the last thing I want to do at a dance party.
I think the idea is that like while this party is going on, like shit's going wrong, so you have to like save Medivh sort of thing so the party can continue.
Okay, so you don't get to be part of the party.
I don't believe so. Because you're still fighting the bosses from, like, the raid, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds a lot less fun if you're not invited to the party.
If you're not, like, dancing around and stuff.
Like, hey, like, you should get this expansion. It's all about a party, but you're not going to the party. You have to fight some people. So,
yeah.
Okay. But, hey, hopefully it's cool.
Sure.
Maybe there'll be cool music.
I'm sure. I hope. I don't know, honestly.
Are you going to play it? Are you going to go back to Hearthstone?
Oh, for sure. I only care about the single player adventure stuff.
Okay.
I don't care about
Have you
anything
played
else
like every one of them that comes out?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, no, I'm super stoked. And yeah, it's going to be excuse me. It's going to be the same thing, I think, where they release a different wing every week or whatever. Each wing is going to be like $6 or $7. Okay, let me just look it up here. Yeah, $7 or 700 in-game gold, and you can just pay it all for $20 and get the whole thing and get them as they release if you want. So you can not spend money and play the game a lot, or you can spend money and just play it when it comes out or whatever. But yep, another adventure. I'm stoked. It looks cool.
All right.
The card back looks kind of dumb, but
what does it look like?
Oh, I don't know, man. It's just like, it's one of those things that like, just look it up. It looks pretty gaudy, but everything kind of does. So I guess it fits the theme.
I see the cards. Where's the back? Is it in this article?
Probably not. I'm looking right now. No, the card back that you get for pre-purchasing or buying the whole thing is not shown here. I'll see if I can find a link to it. One night. Karazhan card back. Google is slowing down quite a bit. All right, it is right here. Maybe? Come on. Good old Google locking up on the image here. I'll just put it in our Skype chat.
No, we'll put it in like the actual chat.
I will,
because we're talking about this.
There we go. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think that looks fine. Why, you just don't like purple?
I love purple. I think it's gaudy and gross, though.
Okay. I mean, there's a disco ball. I don't know. I think that's funny. I'm for that.
Sure.
Okay. That does it for news. Let's move over to questions. Yes. Great.
Yeah. It worked.
Oh, it went all weird for me. It went like zero. Wow.
Oh, really?
I don't know that. Yeah.
It didn't for me.
Okay. Just on my end or anyways.
Maybe it was a Skype distortion.
Yeah. topdownperspective@gmail.com, @TDP podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, John's P.O. Box.
Yeah. All of that stuff.
All right, I'll take this first one.
Sure.
Also, if people do have questions, send them our way because we only got like 3 this week.
Yeah.
James writes, I'm playing through Professor Layton versus Ace Attorney, and I have a question for Sean. Do you consider the case in London on the boat to be case 1 or case 0? I say it's case 0 because at that point, the game hasn't properly started yet, and we're still in the prologue and not the main game. Which makes the burning case 1, the alchemist case 2, and so on. Keep in mind, this is a situation unique to this game. In all other Ace Attorney games, I do consider the tutorial case to be case 1. But with this game, because the setup is so weird and long that this case isn't part of the game proper. So when I got this email, when I looked at this email, which was before the show, I had no idea what he was talking about. It's been 2 years since that game came out. Sure. I found a Let's Play of this game to try and figure out what he's talking about.
Sure.
I still don't really know. I also don't know why it matters.
It doesn't.
So I'm just going to say you're right. You were correct. I side with you. Thank you, James.
I mean, he's probably right. So whatever.
Sure, I have no reason to say he's not right.
Right, exactly.
What do they ever number their cases? They have names. I don't know. Anyway, I will say that game is great. I love that game.
Cool. I have not played it. I haven't actually even seen like screenshots from that game or anything.
That was my game of the year of that year.
Yep, it sure was. All right. At Freestar on Twitter wrote in and said, quick correction. It was not Battleborn that was free during July's PS Plus, but Paragon, a different FPS MOBA. Also, Paragon is not an FPS MOBA. It is just straight up a MOBA. But, okay, thank you.
Are you sure? It's not? It wasn't.
I am 100% sure.
No, I'm sorry, I'm talking to this person.
Oh. Who said that it was free during July's PS Plus? Was it us? Or was it...
I did. On 2 separate podcasts, I've said that.
Oh, on 2 separate ones. Okay.
I could have sworn I downloaded that game, but hey, maybe I'm not. But this does continue the whole which game is what. I will always get these mixed up. And someone in the chat says the Ace Attorney games do number them.
Okay.
I stand
so
corrected.
He's probably right then.
Yep. I already said he was right. I sided with him.
I side with him.
Yeah.
I have no horse in this race, but he's right in mine.
It's been so long since I played that game.
Sure. Yeah, it's been a while.
Michael writes, who do you guys think will be next to get nerf/buffed in Overwatch, or do you think everyone is balanced now? That's a good question.
It is, because I don't know the answer, and to be quite frank, I don't care, because I want them to be unbalanced and fun to play. I don't want everybody to just be on a competitive, equal level.
You don't want it to be unbalanced, otherwise everyone's just going to play those characters.
Yeah, they already do.
And some characters will never be played, and that's
they
not
already
great.
do.
You want to have as many different combinations as you can get. Who's a character you don't see much? I don't see a lot of Symmetras.
I mean, I would have said I don't see a lot of Symmetras if not the other night when we played, we didn't see a bunch of them.
Yeah, that's true. You see a bunch of them. That's true. Yeah.
I don't know who I don't see a whole lot of.
I don't see a lot of the monkey.
Yeah, you're right. I don't see a lot of Winston.
And I would say I see a lot. Oh, Zarya. I don't see a lot of Zarya. That's true.
I see a fair amount of them. They're fun.
I see a lot less McCree's.
Even though apparently he's been buffed recently.
I thought he got nerfed.
He did, and then he got buffed again.
Oh. I've seen a lot more divas this last week.
A lot. Oh yeah, for sure.
A ton more divas. What does her shield thing do? Does it just stop the damage, or does it bounce it back? I'm always wondering what
stops it.
And that's it. Does it power her up or heal her or anything?
No, but what it basically is the defense matrix almost like destroys whatever like bullets are coming that way, so you can protect a bunch of teammates or something.
Okay, so it's just a shield. She's not getting any kind of buff from it.
No, the reason why it's better now, though, is because she puts it up and down like Reinhardt's shield. Like, it isn't just like you put it up, and then like after a few seconds, you have to wait like 10 seconds to get it back. You can
Oh, okay.
you can feather it as much as you need to now.
Right. Okay.
So
Sure.
she's much more defensive.
Um. Okay. So I still think Bastion is so powerful.
Bastion's not that bad. You
I
just need
think.
people that don't play bad against them,
Well,
which is
that's the thing
hard.
is with everyone, there's a counter for sure.
Sure.
There, like every character is designed to have a couple counters.
But
I
Bastion's
just,
counters are literally play Genji and hit E. Like, that's not hard.
I don't know. I see a lot of Bastions, and I still and like Torbjorn. Those are again. I said this last week. Those are the two characters
We
that just annoy me the most.
we play against a 6 Torbjorn. And
Right, that was your
like,
last game.
yeah, like, yeah, this is Overwatch. Right here.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been on the other side of that playing 6 Torbjorns, and it's funny, but
Are there-
boring.
How about here's a question: any characters that you play that you think could be buffed a bit? I think Tracer's her ultimate. I don't think it's good enough.
Her ult?
Like, yeah, I'm like never like I play Tracer a lot, and whenever I have my ult, I'm never excited because it's like, oh
Yeah.
great, probably gonna die trying to use this, and most likely I'm just gonna throw it on the ground.
I mean, yeah, there is that.
Like I wish its blast radius was further or something. Like, but I think also Tracer has no health, which I understand
Yeah.
she can rewind time to get a bunch of her health back, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But like almost anyone shoots her, I'm almost dead. But but I think her ultimate is awful. I hate it.
I'm happy that they buffed up Zenyatta. I like that.
What are they do to Zenyatta?
They gave him 50 more health, which means he doesn't get one shot by literally every damage dealer in the game anymore.
Okay. How much health did he have?
150.
Okay, that's how much Tracer has.
Yeah, but Tracer actually has mobility. He still just walks around slowly.
Hey, he flies.
Well, he floats. Let's not get crazy here.
Okay, he floats. That's still amazing. That is still a fantastic ability.
I
I would love to float.
I would like in life. I would too. In the game, it's ostensibly walking, so it's slow.
Yeah, obviously, but okay. Anyway, those are the people I think should be nerfed and buffed.
Sure.
All right. I think that's it for questions. I didn't see anyone shooting more questions. I'm gonna double check. Nothing in chat.
I mean, I'll quickly look as well. No, I don't got anything here.
Just double check email.
I'm pretty
Nope,
sure
that's
that
it.
was it. It was
All right,
a
that's
pretty quiet week.
Pretty short week. There's only 2 of us. Short episode this week. All right. What's your game of the week?
I
guess
guess
it's
it has
Starbound,
to be
right?
Starbound.
I have no idea what my game of the week is. Based on just amount of time I played, I guess it has to go to Pokemon Go.
Yeah, that seems fair.
Cool. Yeah. So that'll do it for this week. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll be back, all 3 of us, next week.
Bye.
See ya.